actually had my old school teacher that was my automotive teacher.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As always, a huge thanks for coming back. We really appreciate you. So today we got a pretty special video because one, we're gonna be hopefully saying goodbye to our last project. We are completely done with this beautiful green crew cab short bed OBS that we just got done doing a swap on, and we'll obviously go over the entire build. But before we do that, I've got this other beautiful crew cab short bed OBS that came to the shop, and obviously because we have both trucks here, I wanted to do a quick little comparison between both of these trucks because they obviously started life very similar to each other. Again, this crew cab short bed 4-wheel drive, and this is basically the same thing but in white. This truck is completely stock, as you can see, which again, beautiful truck. Super excited. Let me move this thing out of the way because it's affecting the view, you know. But yeah, like I was saying, completely stock truck, which is going to be a great comparison to this truck that we just finished doing our 05 Plus axle swap and a 4-inch lift on 37s. And this thing, let me tell you, it's hard to really kind of get the scale between both trucks, but that one is definitely significantly higher than this truck, which we will get a tape measure and measure that difference. But again, I am completely in love. I wish that you guys could see through this camera the way that this truck looks, because trust me, video does not do it justice. This truck's a beast, and we're 95% done with it. We just got to do a couple little details. As you can see, we obviously are not going to drive it on chains, so we need shocks. But the shocks that we got, so they're Fox 2.0s with the reservoir. And the hose that comes with that reservoir is too short to make it to our reservoir mounts, as you can see right there. And we really want to put the reservoirs up there. So we're gonna take the shocks over to my buddy Cody and have them install a longer hose for us. That way we can mount them where we want them. It doesn't become a lot. We do have them on the rear already installed.
I always like these ones. Well aware. Metric, dude. It's standard. Oh, it wasn't even tight. It's just rusted. Look at that action.
And they look really good. Now, as you can see, we still have a couple little details that we gotta finish out on the truck. But for the most part, she is completely done. I am gonna wanna put a few miles on it just to verify that the Hydroboost conversion that we did and all that is working properly like it should before we turn it over to the owner. But so far, I've driven it just in and out of the shop a couple times, and those brakes are a huge improvement. Like it's honestly kind of crazy how well they work. I'm very excited to actually drive this truck on the street and fully test them out, because so far so good. Great upgrade to Hydroboost, and I definitely think that I am going to be doing it on my own personal truck, because I was very pleased just on those couple little pumps that I did on it, how well it worked. I don't know why I've waited this long to do it. The last little thing that we do have to do to this truck is we actually need to make a block for the rear, just a 1 inch taller block than where it's at right now, so about a total of 5 inches. But yeah, again, super excited. The truck it's beautiful. Let me actually switch views. I mean, yeah, like that maybe does a little bit of a better justice, not being the wide angle, but it's a beast. And like I said, you know what? Let's bring out the tape measure and kind of compare both of these trucks. This is cool. Okay, guys. So one of the things that I really want to do is measure the difference between both of these trucks and see what a BDD axle swap with a 4-inch lift looks like compared to a completely stock OBS. So we've got from the ground to the top of the wheel well, we've got actually right at 45 inches, like almost on the money. So now let's go check out the stock OBS and see what that looks like. I think it's going to be a pretty significant difference. This one's actually dead nuts at 37 inches, so that's like 8 inches, give or take. So yeah, that is, if you ask me, a pretty significant difference between the two trucks. And again, looks wise, this thing just looks so much more aggressive. It was a completely new look, and again, it rides great. It stops so much better than it did before. Better turning radius, because on this thing we also did the 05 Plus gearbox swap, which is something that we're also going to be doing on this white truck. And again, I'm so excited to get going with this build. And what we're going to do now is throw this truck on the lift, tear it apart, and then we'll go from there. We're obviously going to finish putting this truck together. We also have a lot of updates on Bryce's truck. We essentially have the whole kit installed on the frame. The last couple of things that we got to do is get the axles ready, get them painted. Everything's pretty much already welded on the axles, so all we got to do is get them painted, get them put back together, throw it on the truck, get the links, and that truck's going to be pretty close to being done. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead. Let's jump on this truck, get it torn apart, and okay, this truck's getting a 4-link too. There it is. I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm too excited. It's getting a 4-link with an 8-inch lift, so it's gonna be quite a bit taller than this truck, and it's gonna be fun because we'll go ahead and take that measurement again and see the difference. Again, 37 inches right now before anything, completely stock. So yeah, let's jump right on that. All right, guys, so this week ended up being a total mess for me. Well, last week, actually. I ended up having to weld most of the week. Once our actual welder, Jose, came in, the welder that we've been using for years, our Miller, broke on us. And we couldn't not weld. So I went out, had to buy a new welder, which actually surprisingly works really, really good. Well, not surprisingly, I didn't just get anything. So we got this ESAB Rebel 205, and it's a pretty cool machine. It's a multi-process, which means that it does MIG, which is mainly what we need it for, but it also does TIG, AC, DC, so you can weld aluminum, all that stuff, and it does stick. And for being such a small package welder, it does fantastic. So we're really, really happy with that. But unfortunately, what happened to our old trusty dusty Miller-Matic 255 is we try to stay on top of our maintenance with these machines. And I have Jose, my welder, clean it, every once in a while, take it apart, dust it out, because being in this dusty environment, these machines get absolutely caked with dust inside, and that can lead to them overheating, or just essentially letting the smoke out. So he was taking it apart, dusting it off, and I think we might have clipped one of the blades on the fan or something like that, and it was still working. It was just making horrendous noise. But unfortunately, this weekend it finally gave out, and it was throwing an error code and essentially shutting down it was only letting us weld like 2 inches. So we bought that other welder, and the reason why we had to do that is because that fan is like on a 3-week back order. So again, like I said, I couldn't be down for that long, so we shelled out the money for that machine. The amazing machine. We were actually really happy with it. It lays down some beautiful welds. Well, Jose lays down some beautiful welds. That guy can weld anything. So again, really happy with it. And it actually works out because we had been wanting to kind of run 2 different machines. One to do our outside welds, and then another one to do our inside welds. So I think that's why once we get this one running, we're gonna leave this one to do all the inside harder welds, and then we'll use that one for all the outside stuff. Hopefully that is all taken care of and we don't have any more problems with that. And we did finish taking apart that truck, and as you can see, we actually got a mill with some which I'm super excited for, because I mean we're obviously guys, we love tools, and I got a pretty decent deal on this mill. Well, this made in Spain mill. Again, we're super excited about this. Obviously we're always trying to improve our capabilities and everything, so we bought this thing. We're hopefully we're going to be getting it set up this week. The plan is so this whole wall right here is essentially what's going to be our machines, our CNC wall. So we're going to move this shelf. We're going to scooch this table over a little bit. That shelf and that old drill press is going to be getting moved out of there. And that thing's basically going to live right here, which I think is going to be the perfect home for it. We still got to get a lathe and all that other stuff, but that's a good start. So now back to the trucks. But yeah, we're officially done with this truck. The only thing that we have left to do is to take it to the alignment shop. But we have all of our parts in here. Everything's torqued, it's good to go. And I got to say, this so far has been one of my favorite builds. It's such a clean build, but yet it's so aggressive. And the ride on this thing turned out phenomenal, amazing. We are super happy with it. And again, a quick recap. We did our 4-7 kit with a 4-inch spring, Fox shocks, our radius arms. The rear got our OA Plus rear leaf spring hanger kit with a set of OEM 2017 Plus Super Duty springs, Fox shocks in the rear as well. We did Method wheels, 17 by 8, I believe, on some 37s by 12 and a half. Toyo Open Country RT Trail, mouthful. But again, the truck turned out amazing. And one of the things that I am the most shocked about this thing is the Hydroboost. It's worth it. I am definitely going to be doing that on my trucks. It brakes so good. It is literally night and day difference over any OBS setup that I did. And again, like I've said before, the stock vacuum booster on the OBS, it's adequate. Like I've never had done this swap because I felt that it needed it. But now that I did the swap and I see how big of an upgrade it is, I would definitely do it to any truck that I have. And I'm going to try and be recommending it to people that bring me their trucks over here, because I am definitely super happy with the results. We also did do an 05 Plus gearbox, a redhead. That's also working really good. Overall, this has been one of my favorite builds so far. Such a clean build. It's nothing, out of this world, but it rides really good. It looks really good. And I mean, you really can't beat a crew cab, shore bed, And this color is amazing. This green, blue, whatever you want to call it, it looks fantastic. And I really can't wait for the owner to come pick it up and see what he thinks, because I am so happy with the way that it turned out. But yeah, guys, kind of a little bit of a weird video. The week didn't go like I wanted it to, unfortunately. But we got to do what we got to do, right? The next couple of videos are going to be on Bryce's truck and on that other white crew cab that we have in the shop. With that thing, we already have the 4-link that we're going to be using on it modified and ready to be fabricated and installed on the truck. So that's going to be the plan for the rest of the week, as well as getting Bryce's truck put back together. So stay tuned, tune in for hopefully next week. We'll get those videos ready for you guys. That video ready for you guys. But again, a huge thanks for watching, for leaving a comment, for liking, for subscribing. We really appreciate you. We've got so much stuff going on that I think you guys are really gonna like. So again, hit that subscribe, keep coming back, and we'll see you for the next one.